weeks for you, Maxine. Maurice has kind of been here for the last I've sort of shifted the order of operations, if you will. So instead of starting with, in this case, the deadlift, which is what we're gonna do today, I'm actually having a start with some ab work first. So warm up is always going to be an option first, and then essentially we have 3 rounds. I forgot to write the rest in here, but it is 3 rounds, 30 seconds at each station. So this is always going to be 3 active stations and 1 rest station. Repeat that a total of 3 times. The first one's a forearm plank reach. I'll talk about what that is. It could just be a forearm plank hold, dead stop, followed by glute bridges, right? And then 30 seconds of dead bug holds or dead bugs, if you want to move the legs. And then 30 seconds of rest, which I failed to put in there, but there's rest. What's nice about this is post warm-up, it brings the core temperature up nice and gently without having to work too hard. And then we have for our lifting element is 4 times through 6 per leg tempo single leg deadlifts. Your foot can be raised or staying on the ground. So if the foot is down and you have options for heavier weights, this is a nice way to go. If you're stuck with the same weight you have that you're kind of mastered at, we can bring the leg up and make that more challenging. So the tempo is 3 seconds, give or take, on the way down. Sorry. I'm going to guess someone didn't stop at a stop sign based on what happened there. I don't know if you heard the beeping at 6:06. Okay, sorry, but there's two cars that clearly had opinions. So 3 seconds down, 1 second hold, and stand back up. And repeating that for 6 reps per leg. Okay. So the tempo is just meant to control the speed of the deadlift or lack of speed in some case. And for those of us who are feeling pretty good about single leg deadlift and we don't have the option to go to a barbell or bigger, we can absolutely make it more challenging by increasing your time under tension. That's kind of the two sides of that coin. And then for our, I would say, I don't want to call it conditioning. Whatever you want to call it. The third portion is that every minute on the minute. So about 45 to 50 seconds of work per movement. You're going to go through each station 4 times. This is also 3 active stations, 1 rest station. Push-ups, Supermans, squats. I say squats or lunges. So you can kind of decide on that one. And then rest. I will go over all this again. So don't remember, or if your screen's this big, we can talk about each one separately. All you need to worry about is we're doing forearm plank positions. So if that's, or will be, I should say. So if that's a problem, let me know. Otherwise, some laying on our back for glute bridges and dead bug holds for this first piece. But first and foremost, let's just start with some cat cows, our usual stuff. So I'm not going to see Maxine for a while. So we're going to be on the
I gotta find my mat. So
yeah, please go ahead, grab your mat, Maxine. That's fine. Yeah, it's not worth laying on a cold floor for this stuff. Yeah, if you want to start Risa, you can. If you want to get going. Otherwise, we'll catch up to you. Did it walk away, Maxine?
It might have. I gotta find something else.
That's fine.
I don't know. My garage needs like stuff pulled out of it. We're gonna make a mat with swim hoops.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. will be fun.
Okay. And we can also adjust things around a bit, Maxine, if you want to do things with your hands elevated.
Okay.
You're not on the floor all the time for this first piece. So we come up with different variations of stuff. But we'll just start with the warm-up first. Or check-in, I should say. Starting with cat-cows as the first step. Keep it active, so we're not dropping into anything that we can't tolerate. Sorry, excuse me. Pardon me. After 10 or so cat-cows, we're going to extend a leg, squeeze the butt, maybe lift the foot. I say maybe because it's not going to be as high as you might expect to keep the pelvis nice and balanced. Arms an option. And let's do 10. Even if it's just the legs, I'd much rather just the legs, right? Than legs and arms if you're feeling wobbly. We're looking to avoid any excessive height on the leg for now. And keeping our hips, I should say, our pelvis nice and neutral. So arms an option, but legs are the bias. Legs and hips. Let's do 10. Once you completed 10 of those, so 10 total, by the way, not 10 per side, just to clarify. Let's get some threading the needle. So back to our tabletop position. Opening, so I'm going to do my opposite arm. So I'm going to open up to my right side, so away from you. And as I thread through, I want to come back towards, let's face the camera. That rotation is up to you, as in how much you reach through is up to you. Let's do 3 per side, threading the needle. Yep. Respecting that rotation, or maybe lack of rotation in some cases. Okay. Let's go ahead and talk about our versions here. So I was going to say, I'll talk about the movements as they're meant to be, or written, and then if we want to come up with non-floor versions, Maxine, we can do that instead.
Okay,
Yeah.
thanks.
Or elevated versions even, right? So this could even be substitutions for shoulders, taking load off shoulders, or just not being on the ground if that's not so much an option for you. So like I said, 3 active stations, 1 rest, 3 times through. As it's written, we have a forearm plank reach. I have to say these are spicier than I thought they would be when I did them, but not in a bad way. So if we need to rest within 30 seconds, that's okay. It's fairly self-explanatory. You're going to be in a forearm plank. When we do this, our hands are separate, not together. And I'm going to reach, actually, sorry, go diagonally here. You're going to reach in front of you. It doesn't matter how far, right? So my forearm plank, and I'm going to go ahead and reach. Good. Right. So just reaching in front of me. That's all we're doing. Trying to keep the hips from popping up if we can help it. We're racing off the ground a little more. Glute bridges, I think we got that one, but on the off chance, we need a reminder, right? We are right here, right? So that's kind of our minute or 40 seconds worth. And then the dead bug hold or dead bugs, you're gonna stay on the ground and either just practice, right? Keeping that low back nice and close to the ground. Make sure you're gently flexed and just holding this position for a minute. Right, if you're just holding that, or maybe we're moving arms and legs. Maybe it's opposites. Right. If you prefer another ab thing, insert your favorite ab thing. Essentially, that's what we're doing. That one's our default though, if that's what we're doing. My substitutions. So for the forearm plank reaches, we can do hand elevated mountain climbers. I can't elevate my hands, can I? Have the inverse problem, Maxine. Nothing to elevate my hands on. But use your imagination, yeah? So,
Yeah, I've got this bench right here. I think I got you.
lovely.
Yeah.
So we'll do mountain climbers there.
Okay.
For the glute bridges, we can do good mornings. So
Oh, yeah.
just simply stretch hands behind the head. This guy, right?
Yeah.
We'll stretch, right? And that can be your substitution. Dead bugs are dead bugs. So if you can find an ab piece you like or
Okay. I can
something,
do some. I'll grab weights. I can do some like
a
these
little
guys.
oblique side bends.
Yeah.
Lovely. Perfect.
Yeah.
So that can be your standing slash not floor versions of those things today.
Sounds good.
Beautiful. So do you need to grab those weights, Maxine, for the side bends? And then we'll start shortly. So if you're doing this at home, as in not in our real time, go ahead and just set your own timer. If you want to hang out with us virtually, let's do this. Okay, so we're going to start with the forearm plank reaches. And we're going to be doing 30 seconds of this. I'll say switch. When I say switch, you're going into either your glute bridges, or in this case, Maxine, good mornings. We're starting in 3, 2, 1, and go. Three, two, one, and switch. So you can do, yeah. So you're switching to your mountain climbers, Maxine. Arisa, you're switching to glute bridges. Your next station is your ab piece of choice. 2, 1, and switch. I had dead bugs, but if you have a preference, you can find your other. Yep, beautiful. Your next station is rest. 2, 1, rest. Good, that's round 1. We're doing a total of 3. Your second round starts in 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and go. Good. Yeah, you can take your time with this. Good morning. It's just nice and easy. You're just freaking getting a gentle stretch. 2, 1, switch. So Arisa, we're going to glute bridges. There you go. And those mountain climbers, Maxine, can be jumping or stepping. Does not. The style is less important.
This does work.
Yeah, it's nice. 2, 1, and switch the ab piece. It's just a way to kind of get moving, not super intense.
Yeah.
Your core temperature goes from resting to, whew, okay, we're doing something now. It's also a nice reminder. So when you go to do stuff, like pick weights up, you're like, oh, right, we did this already. It also means all the core work is done. It's also kind of nice. 2, 1, and rest. 30 seconds of rest. I have the hiccups. I always get the hiccups when I'm doing this third one.
Those are the worst.
Hmm?
So uncomfortable. Hiccups.
It's okay, just like they catch me off guard. I'm like, oh, where'd those come from? Surprise myself. Final round in 2, 1, and go. There you go. A little flip. Good. As your hips go back, Maxine, the eyes stay forward. Good. Yeah, that's it. Nice job. Like arrow position, I think. You can tell me if that's true or not. That's what I think it is anyway. 2, 1, and switch. 2, 1, switch. Final 30 seconds of ab work. And then your rest is indefinite. Ooh, we're going for a ride at Maxine's house.
It's like flying.
Whee! 2, 1, and rest. You can do a few extra if you want to, Maxine. That's fine, but don't feel like you have to. Arisa, you can rest. You're allowed to take a break. Okay, so let's talk about our single leg tempo deadlifts. Like I said, the tempo here is meant to increase time under tension, as well as just making maybe weights that are lighter, a little bit heavier, right? So the tempo is pretty reasonable. It's just a 3-second descent, whatever that is. And that foot can be on the ground or off the ground. You've at this point, hopefully, if you've been here for a while, have kind of know the weights you have on hand, if at all, and kind of how you like to carry them. So pick your poison basically on how you load this. But basically, if I have, in this case, my dumbbell here, myself, as much of myself in the camera as possible. I have it on the opposite of my working leg. You can go see if you like the same side. And the tempo is going to be as such. So my foot stays down, okay? My hip, I'm standing up tall. I'm braced. My hip goes back. 1, 2, 3. Hold 1. Stand back up. That's 1. 1, 2, 3. Hold 1. Right. Stand back up. 2. So on and so forth. If I lift my back leg, I'm going to take the weight out because it's too early for that. But I can go, right? Best you can. 1, 2, 3. Hold 1. And then stand back up. Right? You could, of course, add weight to that, like lifted. My balance is just pretty horrific. So here we are. We've done these a bajillion times. For those of you actively present, any questions? Beautiful.
Good.
Pick your poison. Again, leg lifted, lie down. Weight, heavy or not. Of course, all this should be appropriate and not silly. Yeah. And this is 4 sets total. Each set is 6 reps per leg. Do you want to see a Nikki Brown?
Yeah.
Maxine wants to say hi. He's not verbal yet.
That's okay. I understand. Kitty?
You're bribing.
Oh, there's Kitty. Hi,
She's
Miss.
been bribed.
Hi, Kitty. It's Scotty.
She's like, sorry, busy.
I don't care. Listen, I
But
got.
like, what do you say?
Mhm.
I know, bud. Your dad has no more food. We'll see if she stays.
Yeah. Hi.
Likely. You can't see it, but she has one white whisker. Just one. It's cute. It's really cute. Just one.
This one.
Just one white whisker.
Maybe she wants to hang out. No.
Maybe. She's thinking about it, but I'm not gonna pressure
Fine.
because she might just be like, ugh, you want me here? I'll kind of go. So
Don't want to be
I'll
here.
pretend like she's not here. And that's usually
Yeah.
pretty effective. It's usually the way to go.
Right.
Yeah, as soon as I'm busy, she's like, hey, you look
All
interesting.
right.
Beautiful. Yeah, go ahead.
Let's do it.
Yeah, whenever you're ready. So this is a nice version for dealing with increasing balance. Weight is an option, but it's certainly not a requirement. That's where the feet can, one of your feet comes up. If you want a little more load, less of a balance bias, that's when we're going to go ahead and keep that back foot down. To stand up, see if you can stand up through that front leg without falling over. Stand all the way up. There you go. Resting between legs is fine, by the way. So if you do one set, you put the weights down, you need a break. There you go. I would love to get all of you under on a barbell one of these days, but
Yeah.
I know that's not realistic. I mean, I know for some of you if you're in East Bay, but like if you're obviously not in the California, I don't know, it's too hard, but I feel like your next, I would say, gym equipment of choice could be a trap bar, Maxine, if you're feeling like.
Okay.
It's why I say it's nice, but it is, I would say I've never bought one, so I don't know how much they cost. But you do need like sets of plates to go with them. So that's the expensive part. But I think actually you genuinely enjoy a trap bar deadlift.
Is the trap bar the one that's got like,
It's the one that's like a little hexagon.
I didn't think of the name, the shape. Like,
Hexagon, I think, whatever.
It's
Not a barbell.
yeah.
Yeah. The thing about hex bars or trap bars, same thing. Is there's no, as far as I understand, there's no real like standard size for them. So you have to, it's almost like finding one that fits you, from a shoulder width and grip position.
Uh,
Uh, they're different weights, but part of the width, the bigger the width tends to be the heavier the weight. Well, if you buy your own from manufacturer, Nikki's arguing with me about this.
Mansplaining Hex bars.
Don't mansplain to me.
Yeah.
Telling
Boy.
you.
Oh boy.
I've been doing this for a while. I've got this. Thanks for your help. Yeah, you do it all the time. Picked up some bad habits over the years. So. So we're doing 4 total sets. It's okay if you find yourself resting a little bit between sets. And for anyone feeling fancy, you can just go directly into a little knee raise at the top if you feel like you're feeling extra good today. Just a pause, a quick check-in at the bottom. Does not need to be a full 1/1000 pause. Your shoulders feel good, hips, knees, ankle, all the good stuff.
That was 3.
Oh, 3, okay.
One more, I think. A lot of counting this morning, Kirstie.
Counting is hard, so genuinely give it your best guess.
Giving you a hard time.
Yeah. Counting is hard though. Mhm. Nice control, both of you. That's great. Generally speaking, and particularly in this lift, you want to breathe in as you're going down towards the floor and breathing out as you're standing up. Right. 4, correct, Teresa. Yeah, 4 sets. That shouldn't be too many, but if for whatever reason 3 sets feels like enough, or maybe you are doing heavier weights, that might be more than enough to get the stimulus you need. Trying to think. Maxine, I know you have a handful of weights. I'm trying to think of a substitution for the Supermans, so we're not facing the ground, right? So do you have like baby weights?
Yeah.
Yeah,
2s and 3s.
perfect.
Yeah.
That's great. What we can do instead of Supermans is though you could do T's, I's, and Y's or just Y's.
Okay.
Right? So, I don't have weights here, but use your imagination a bit. So we're gonna be right slightly just in a baby hinge, not right, just enough to be forward. So you can go just Y's. Because that's gonna be kind of like the hand, raising up the chest. The extent of it. If you want to go T's, I's, Y's, because you just want to change it up, you can be like T's, I's, Y's, right, with your 3-pound weights. But really the Superman's more like the Y shape. So you can stick with all 3 letters or just the Y's. Perfect. Let me know if your low back starts to give you some trouble. It shouldn't, if you're bracing correctly and all that, but 45 seconds is a fair amount. So if you want to stop anytime within that or rest.
Okay.
So as written, okay, our next piece is an every minute on the minute, right? Again, 3 active stations, and 1 rest. Technically 16 minutes, but really 15 because you don't, the last minute of rest is there forever. We have push-ups, right? So of course, elevating your hands, always an option. Using your knees, always an option. All the good stuff. If we can't do a push-up, I would say maybe if you can pull or for avoiding the shoulder, maybe just take it all together. Superman's, as written anyway, you're going to be facing down, toes together. Go diagonal again because I can't reach. There you go. Head on the floor, thumbs up, right? I can't see my thumbs, but they're up. And I'm going to go ahead and lift, length and height. Back to good. So you can also just do a Superman hold where we're just holding instead. So if you don't want to go ahead and move up and down through that extension, stay in it. That's up to you. Squats or lunges? Squats or lunges. You can lunge, alternate them. If you prefer to squat with 2 feet. It could be body weight. You can add weight if that feels like you can do that. So we're going to be 40 to 45 seconds of work, 15 seconds of rest, and you're going to repeat each station a total of 4 times. So I'll walk you through those, right? Or remind you of what those are. We're going to start with the push-ups. So station 1 is push-ups. Station 2 is Superman's or some version of extension. We're playing with Maxine there. And then we have our squats and lunges. Starting in 3, 2, 1, and go. Within this 45 seconds of work, you can rest. So hopefully it's minimal, but 45 seconds of push-ups is no joke. So taking a break within that is okay. Three, 2, 1. That's 45 seconds. For those of you who want to work longer, you can work longer, right? But you want a little time to transition from one station to the other. We're doing Superman's next. In 3, 2, 1, and go. Yeah. There you go. There you go. Nice. And you want that chest forward enough, Maxine, that you feel it's like you're sort of in a deadlift. So that,
Like here?
yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, not too far. Yeah, perfect. I think, yeah, Romanian deadlift. It's kind of a nice.
It's working something.
Let's work shoulders, rotator cuff. Go ahead and take a break. That's 45 seconds.
Yeah.
So upper back. Good. Go ahead and rest. And then our next station are squats or lunges in 3, 2, 1, and go. It sounds weird, but adding weight might be helpful. Slows you down a little bit. A lot less reps. And because you get a whole minute of rest after this, I will tell you when 45 seconds comes up. But if you want to go to the minute, yeah, or a little longer, you can.
It is easier with weights.
It is also, it slows you down, right?
Yeah.
You just do less of them. You want enough. That's your 45-second call out. You can go longer, but you do get rest after this. Or if you want to even out, your steps, more importantly, for those of us. 3, 2, 1. You get a minute of rest.
And by easier, I mean easier to balance.
That could be helpful too. I agree. Sometimes I prefer to slow myself down. I'm like, oh no, the weight's heavy. I can't go any faster. I'm like, oh no. I'm doing less.
True endurance athlete. Slow down.
Slow down. It's also a strength athlete. It's like, maybe I just do less of them. Just less reps. Great. Let's do less. Nice. So that was kind of your first round. We're doing a total of 4. You're going to start back at your push-ups in the next 10 seconds. Starting in 3, 2, 1, and go. With the push-ups, you need to pick a number, and try and complete that instead of going for time. So if you want a limit on your push-ups, take the total number you want to complete, maximum, divide that by 4, and that will be your goal per round. If it's less, it's less. That's your 45-second call out, or your rest. I will say it's a little spicy for you, extra maxing, because the T's, I's, and Y's are shoulders too, but you can also go weighted if you want to go unweighted for these guys. Okay?
That's good for me.
To your next minute, go ahead and start. So, Arisa, you're doing Supermans, toes together, thumbs up. You're gonna reach for the opposite ends of the room. Yeah. I think squeeze the upper back as the elbows come back. As the thumbs come up, it's going to be slightly more shoulder and trap. Yep. And same thing. If you need to manage the volume, go ahead and pick a number. And rest. That's 45 seconds. The next station are your squats or lunges. In 2, 1, and go. That's 45 seconds. And you're more than welcome to continue with this. I will tell you when the minute comes up. 2, 1, rest. Good. If you want to play a game with yourself, you're not like, as you go through the rounds, try and either match the same number of reps in the 45 seconds or see what your delta is, right? See how much your reps are changing across your 4 sets. If you can't care less, don't worry about it. But if you like to play games,
That's a lot of counting.
it's a lot of counting, but sometimes it just is something to do, right? It's like conjugating verbs in the pool. You're just like, I gotta conjugate verbs.
Oh,
I do arithmetic when I'm suffering mostly because I hate math, but it's worse. It's better than
yeah.
feeling my legs.
I heard something once, like if you're like getting emotional about something and you want to stop,
Mm.
think start doing simple arithmetic. And there's something about like switches the side of your brain or something. I don't know, but I've tried it and it works.
Okay. Well, I'm a crier, so that's very helpful.
Same.
All right, my friend, this is round number 3. Let's start. Like if you pretend cried right now, Maxine, like blatantly pretend cried, I'd be like, why are you crying? I would start crying too. I'm a sympathy crier. It's really inconvenient.
Yeah, same.
Do not recommend it.
No.
Because then when someone's sad, you're like, I'm not making it about me. I could feel your sadness. It's
No, I'm sad.
I'm not, I mean, I'm sad for you. I just don't know how to don't
My way of showing it.
I don't need your sympathy. I'm trying to never mind. Okay. All right, let's be right here. Don't worry about it. It's fine. I'm sorry about yours. Sorry about what's going on. Whole 3, 2, 1. Take a break. Good. Okay. You're a Superman's, or in this case, T's, I's, and Y's. Maxine in 3, 2, 1, and go. Your third time through. 3, 2, 1. Rest. Lovely. 3, 2, 1, and go. A little shorter on that break, but that's okay. Lovely. You're going for your squats or your lunges. Excellent. That's 45 seconds. Coming up will be your final round of rest. Because once you go through this last one, you'll be resting for however long you like. 2, 1, and rest. Are you going to Jaffa's thing next? No. Okay.
No, no. It's race week. And also, I guess not enough people signed up, or no one signed up in time. So Jamie said it's canceled.
Well, yeah, because it's really fun showing up to a thing where no one's.
Yeah. Well, I was just joining via Zoom. I think some people were. But also, it's like super foggy out here. I mean, I could barely see across the street in front of my
Mm,
house. So
yeah.
it's probably
Yeah.
not safe on the track either.
I mean, you need lights either way.
Damp,
It's
wet, cold. Yeah. Eh.
each their own.
So,
Final.
okay.
That's it. No, that's fine. 3, 2, 1, and go. Final set of push-ups. No, I get that. When you're dealing with natural elements, it's a bit of a challenge. Um, yeah, I guess I've never been on the track when it's wet.
Yeah.
Well, you're not cornering. You're
Uh,
not leaning in. You're not like it's like
Is this a cycling track?
at the polo fields, right?
Polo
Right? The
fields.
polo fields. Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
like
Yeah, because I live right up the hill.
yeah,
All the
yeah. I mean, you're right in that neighborhood, right? So like whatever is happening near you is happening in polo fields. Good. And rest. Good. So next station is going to be Superman's or the T's, I's, and Y's. 3, 2, 1, and go. Final set of each of these guys, and you're done. There you go. Does Joff actually go in person, Arisa, or is he also on Zoom?
Sorry?
Does Jaffa go to those things, or is he also on Zoom?
I think it depends on the week.
Okay. I feel like when it's warmer out, he's definitely there.
Yeah.
Which I totally get. Slash, if you have a computer and it's foggy, that might not be great for your computer.
Yeah.
2, 1, and rest. And then we have our final. You guys want a different, a different order, I think. I think you lunged first, Arisa.
Oh.
Superman's are second. That's fine. So, Max, you're gonna lunge and squat, and then you're gonna do Superman's, Arisa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, go ahead, start. I was gonna say, I feel like
Okay.
that's okay. The order is not critical. Do Superman's. So on your belly, thumbs up. There we go. Unless I miscounted, but I don't think I did based on the clock. There you go. Final 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and rest indefinitely.
Cool.
Nice.
A good one.
I'm glad you liked it. The nice thing about these every minute on the minutes is if you can kind of look, you can control the volume pretty easily. So if you don't want to exceed a certain number of things, or you want to exceed a certain number of reps, you could do very simple arithmetic to figure out what you need to do to manage that. Beautiful work. So we have, according to my clock, about 5 minutes remaining. Might be a little fast, a little slow, depending on where we're at. We can either have 5 extra minutes on the day, which can be nice, or I'm gonna run just a little cool down stretch if anybody wants to join. Okay. So I'll do both elevated versions and non-elevated versions for this. Let's start with like either a nice down dog or tabletop stretch. So our down dog, I have to, remove my M&M slippers. Excuse me. Back on while you guys are working out. So the down dog is just a nice stretch, right? Head through the shoulders, right here. He's gonna be bent. If you were elevated, I realize this is not that elevated, but use your imagination. It could be a nice, right, standing hips.
Yep.
If you're doing the down dog version, it's okay to come back to a plank shape every once in a while. Otherwise, let's take a nice 5 deep breaths with your head between your shoulders or your biceps. If you need to take a break, of course, you can come out of that at any point. Good. You bend the knees to give the hamstring a bit of a break. You want to do a few more because it feels good. That's great. It's more of the reps are a guideline. And again, I'll do a seated and standing version. We're going to do either figure 4. So figure 4 is, right, crossing leg over, right, figure 4, right? You can just have your hands on the bench. Maxine, same. Beautiful. If you need a little more, if you're laying down, a little extra, something coming, you can lay down. I like to reach through the figure 4, not on top of. I go through my leg. And you can bring the knee towards your chest. You don't have to do this part. This might be too much, but this is an option if you want more of a stretch. on that leg. This might be enough, frankly. Or you can do this here. Of course, we'll do both sides. You can sit into that a little bit. Take your time with this. And then finally, kind of full circle. We don't have to go to the ground. I'll give you a standing version of this too, Maxine. More threading the needle, because just kind of tie it up with a little bow. And if we're going more standing, or if you're in a position where you'd like to stretch your upper back, but getting to the floor may be just fully inappropriate based on where you are, we can go slightly more upright. So this is one where I'm kind of in a nice wide stance here. I'm going to take my left hand, put it on the inside of my left knee, so just inside my left leg. I'm just going to just rotate towards the ceiling. Same idea. Big breath in. When I come back, I just come back to center. I don't necessarily rotate across, right? Just push against that, in this case, my left side when my right hand comes up. If you want something a little different, you kind of have that hand bent, so a little more short lever. Slightly different, right? Right, but this is a nice variation on the same idea, just a little less threading part, right? Let's do 3 to 5 per direction. You can push into that opposite leg. I've switched sides now. When I'm doing this, my back is nice and flat. So if I need to put my hand on something, right, like on a sofa to support this position, that's fine too. Want to make sure the back is feeling supported. Your back and your abs are two sides of the same coin. They have to work together. Right. 3 to 5 per side. That's sort of a upper back gentle rotation that you can do without. Still a little awkward, but it's not as awkward as going down to the floor. All right, my friends. Nice work today. Let me know how you're feeling. If you have any workouts after this, let me know how it feels post. I know this is the morning, so either unless you've done your ride or run prior to this, let me know how it feels.
Yeah.
Good workout.
I'm not Maxine. I can't get up in the wee hours of the morning.
Harder and harder. So I haven't been doing anything before this class. I didn't have anything on my schedule anyway, but Teresa, what race are you doing?
Stanford Tree
Oh,
Athlon.
yeah. I did that 2 years ago.
Oh, okay. It's my first time. I guess they said they changed the course a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Um, I
Yeah.
wouldn't know. But yeah, I have some friends who are actually around there. Originally, like last fall, there were a couple people in GGTC that are like, "Oh, it's great, you should do it." I'm like, okay, I'll sign up. And then both the people that were like, it's great, you should do it, they both got hurt. And so I thought, oh no, I'm going to be there by myself. But then some other people signed up. So
Fun.
I'll be good.
It's fun. Yeah, you'll have a good time.
It's like a midday race.
Yeah.
Because I'm doing the classic, not the draft legal. So
Right. Yeah. That's what I did too. I don't know if non-college kids could do the draft.
oh, I don't even know. Yeah, I think that's like collegiate and pros, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. It's fun to watch the fast kids go.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Is this a triathlon or is this like a run only?
Triathlon.
It's a
Yeah.
triathlon.
The swim was canceled when I did it.
Oh,
The water was cold and also the wind was just like horrific. So it like was below whatever cutoff of the air and
uh-huh.
water that was allowed. So it was like we did a little run, bike, and then the 5K.
Yeah.
But it was fun. It was really fun.
All right.
Yeah.
What?
Okay. Well, we'll find out.
Yeah. Good luck.
All right. Thank you. All right.
Right.
Thank you
Thanks.
all.
Have a good day, guys.
Thanks. See
Good
ya.
work, Steph.
All right. Bye.